Hello everyone. So I fully support your motion, but I have some concerns regarding the roads itself. So, to my knowledge, there are two entryways and one exit right. First one is the beside block 5, which is like a one-way road, and the other one is at the back through through the forest. Yes. Right. Okay. And the other one is the exit one. Right. So sometimes I use the forest one because as an applied chemistry student, I have to send certain samples from my lab to block 5 to use the NMR machines. So because I live at V5A and it's much closer for me to use the forest road. This is from my personal experience. I went with my friend and then the car got flattened down because of the road condition. So considering for future development, big trucks and like big big trucks and construction will make is the path, the road itself will be considered to be for future improvements. That's my question. Is my question clear?
Now I'd like to invite Chemical Engineering Consultancy to answer the
Thank
question.
To ensure that every road is accessible inside UTP and the condition of the road will be optimum for the UTP students to use. So thank you for your consideration, and if possible, I will also include inside my planning.
Yes, you may rise and ask the question.
Okay, so before I pose a question to the chemical engineering constituency, can I pose a question to postgraduate affairs constituency? Okay.
Stick to the business.
Yeah, it sticks to the business. Okay, so can I know like if there are a lot of people, postgraduate students, masters and PhD that use vehicles that utilize the parking around that area?
May I answer the question?
Yes, there are.
Okay, so uh, as I know, PhD students are considered as students, right? And they cannot utilize the staff parking around that area. How about like the PhD students, like identify as a staff because they also function as a lecturers, a TA. So how about they also like utilize the parking, the staff parking, so that it also like gives a space for the students, for the full-time students, and it can also be like an immediate solution instead of like utilizing the forest area, the illegal area. Yeah.
Alright, so regarding postgraduate students are assumed as staff members inside UTP also, right? Computing, right? So for that one, for staff, they have dedicated spaces. I see. I want to say at block 5. For block 54321, they have dedicated spaces at back of block 1, right? So that one gated area. So you are proposing for PG students to park over there also? Mm, For that one, I'm not sure if we can give the permission or we take PG student as a staff also. Yes, I know they become the GA, and they work for the university, but at the same time they are students also. So my motion also focusing on students. So I think it should not we treat them as staff, but we should treat them as a students. Hopefully I answer your questions. Okay. Okay.
Yes, you may rise and
Thank you very much. I think there is a bit misconception here. For students, PG also at postgraduates, they are treated as students. So the parking space for staffs is not meant for PG students. So we are in it together. So the like what is fighting for is for the students. So the postgraduate are not allowed to park in the staffs area. Thank you. Okay.
yes, you may rise. You have a question or you want to add?
uh, to CE, uh, just about the parking space, I do support with the motion, but is it feasible that rather than increasing the parkings, just restructure the whole entire area into a better parking spaces, which can be integrated from all the way from block 5 and block 11 and 12, because those students are also experiencing the parking spaces problems. So instead of focusing only on block 5 for only for CE, so it will be better if CE can integrate with PE department as well, so that to ensure that students from both departments get benefited and the area for parking will be more better. Thank you.
Alright, thank you V5 constituency for the suggestion. Alright, so to be open to everyone, if there is any constituency that would like to work together with me, for example, Block 11 under IE, but we do not have integrated engineering seat over here, right? We have petroleum geoscience over here. So no, I mean the actual seat lah. So this Aiden is one of the exco, right? So I believe if any constituency that would like to work together with me in achieving the new additional parking spaces for, especially I'm focusing for chemical engineering students, maybe geoscience want to focus for his students, so we can collaborate together and ensure the design of the additional parking spaces to be more beautiful, and it can be useful for all students. So it will not only benefits for chemical engineering students or block 1 and block 2 students, but uh will cover much more number of students that will gain benefits from my motions. Correct? So I'm open to everyone, just reach me out and we can work together.
Yes, Josen, consider you may rise and speak.
Assalamualaikum. I will respond to the to the invitation. Yes, I'm happy to work with chemical engineering, but I want to address some concerns for us to work together. Of course, there are some feasibility analysis that we need to do for for block 11. The parking, if we look from the Google satellite, the parking, the rectangular parking is there because the surrounding soil surrounding the parking is sloped down and could pose some threats. And then the unused land was there on purpose because geoscience students use that plot of land to do the seismic, right? seismic and resistivity log there. So it could pose some problems, but sure, if we have a chance to work together, I will be happy to. Thank you.
Yes, sport constituency, please rise and speak.
Yeah, I just want to add on to that. First of all, I disagree lah to the question that came from Village 5 and also computing department. First of all, let's start with computing department. I understand her concern. I understand where she's coming from, what she's trying to say to tackle the problem. But I would say by solving that problem, we won't solve the parking problem. So we no need to add in a lot more work on completing the motion. And because we still do have a lot of chemical engineering students, and also a lot of students who are utilizing the helipad is also the chemical engineering students. And also coming to the next question, if we talk about enhancing the area overall, increasing the parking space and all that, I believe this motion should not have any extra suggestion because we know the trend here and how UTP punya system works. First thing, they will ask us a lot of questions saying that then how are we going to not encourage students bringing in more vehicle and all that. And also by that motion being a standalone only for the chemical engineering or that proposed area only, I think it will be done much more sooner than it becoming a bigger project, which will increase the project budget and all, and it involves a lot more departments. So it becomes an hassle to complete. And also we have to be mindful that our tenure is going to end. If things get dragged out a little, our next tenure have to carry this on. And you know how it usually happens, the fire won't be there and like it just somehow it will be disclosed. So to let's not add any suggestion that might change what he's trying to propose and also what he have discussed with his team, and he have ensured that the feasibility that it is very feasible. So by that because of that we'll be able to finish. And also it's a small project, and also for UTP they do realize that problem at the chemical engineering area too, and by sticking to that plan, I think we'll be able to finish it much sooner. All right, so that's my take, and that's it. Thank you.
Yes, you may rise and speak, Esco.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Uh, for the student, by the student. Actually, when we as an SRC and Student Progressive Party have won the election, we have promised that hope is our main weapon. It actually tackles my heart a little bit when the CE constituency only target the minority for the Block 5. As mentioned that only the minority, but for the Student Representative Council, we also concerned regarding the students. I totally agree with the Village 5 constituency that how about we try to implement with other department first, because I'm sorry to my Vice President, Deputy President, I'm sorry, because if we can say that yes, CE department have this issue, but how about other students that have this issue in Pocket D, Pocket C, and etc. So my only concern is yes, we can agree this motion to be put, but my only concern is when this thing is being implemented, then student will try to ask, why CE department still get this special treatment? Why do other constituents or why other foundation students, PE departments don't get this special treatment? My only concern is that as the executive committee member, maybe CE constituent or others can write and answer it. Thank you.
I would like to invite Chemical Engineering Constituency to answer.
Right, to answer our executive committee questions. So, to be clear with everyone, in set parliament, we are holding the position of MPs, which is I'm representing chemical engineering students. Do not put me as a vice president of student experience, because that's my SRC position. Right now, I'm representing the chemical engineering students. You said regarding Pocket C, Pocket D. who are the PIC that are covering for that area. So why don't you ask the PIC that covering for that area to come up with this motion also, so that the students that are affected at that particular areas or that particular building can have the same privilege as what I'm bringing for the chemical engineering students. So to get everyone in a same page, I'm bringing this motion as the MPs of chemical engineering. I know that I should prioritize students, all the students, due to my position in SRC, but also I have my responsibility towards the chemical engineering students. Because I won the election, I get the SRC position due to chemical engineering students. Not all the students vote. So I want to return back something to the Society of Chemical Engineering so that they they know that they vote for the right person instead of they just voting for nothing. So I hope that's can answer our executive committee questions. Thank you.
For the chemical, by the chemical.
Yes, DM. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, speakers, vice speakers, and my MPs. I agree with Mr. Chemical Engineering. As back to what he says, it is MP's job. And you are talking about Pocket C and Pocket D. Is it's welfare's job? Okay, it is. I'm sorry, I did not finish my sentence. Okay, I'm not attacking or whatsoever because I think you missed the point that this is about fighting for the seats. And I'm sorry, I did not know the full is the PIC for Pocket C and Pocket D. So it's actually for all the students, as you say, like for the students by the students. And I think it's about welfare's job, not welfare job SRC, but focusing on welfare. So I think maybe it could be an initiative and Mr. Chemical Engineering as a VP as so maybe this is you can add the task for your welfare team. I'm sorry, I forgot who's the welfare team, but yeah, you can give it to your that's my additional things to add. Thank you very much. No hate.
Thank you.
Peace.
You want to answer that question? No, no, no.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
No,
Speaker.
no, 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 no. It's not related to the motion. If you want to ask about the portfolio, it's on the AQT time. Thank you. Is there any more question to the motion? Okay, I think we don't have any question. Thank you to the Member of Parliament. For the next agenda, I would like to invite Chemical Engineering Constituency to give a closing statement. You now have 5 minutes to deliver your closing statement.
Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum everyone. So I think during the motion debate session, me personally get some insightful opinions from the members of parliament. I will take everything into consideration, but I'm also supporting our sports constituency so that this project is not becoming a mega project. For example, like track and field that will be taking a lot of time due to the scale of the project. So to to wrap up, hopefully that the members of parliaments agree with my motions. But I'm really sorry if you guys thinking that I'm just prioritizing the chemical engineering students. But to be honest with everyone, that's what I'm doing because I want to bring the concerns of my community, my chemical engineering students. And inside this parliament, we have MPs for each course, MP for each village. So hopefully that everyone can uphold their position as MPs that you guys won the election due to the vote of the students inside your community. So I hope this motion can be approved inside this parliament session, and I will bring this motion for a further discussion with customer experience team during our meeting next week. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chemical Engineering Constituency, for that short but informative statement. Now we will move on to the fourth order of business for today, the approval of motion voting session. And during the motion, please raise your hand. Please raise your hand. Yeah. I now have the result of the voting session. The results are as follows. The number of MP who agree is 22. The number of MP who disagree is none. And the number of MP who abstain is 5. Thank you, Chemical Engineering Constituency. Order the motion is accepted. Before we continue, we will have a break for 15 minutes. We would like to request every single one to be seated at 2 p.m. Thank you. You may leave the hall. Civil and Environmental Engineering constituency to present the motion.
That's my
And good afternoon. I bid to our respected speaker, vice speaker, member of parliaments, and the backbones of this parliamentary sitting, the SPC members itself. Standing here today, my name is Ahmad Amir Rizwan bin Muhammad, representing Civil and Environmental Engineering. And I am honored today to have this opportunity. And with this opportunity, I am presenting my motion to the House, the restructuring of MPU4. So, what is MPU4? Mata Pelajaran Umum 4 or MPU4 MPU4? From the survey, we asked a question on how students know about MPU4, and out of 40 students, 30 students said they know about MPU through word of mouth. This is 80% of the respondents. What I'm about to say is a verbatim from one of the respondents of this survey when asked what is the biggest issue of MPU4. Quote, I don't even need it to form a group. It's just my friend invited me to be a part of it. It's either from my lack of awareness or maybe there is no saying about it. I was a secretary, but the source I got is everything from senior, unquote. Now I understand that hearing me saying 32 people, they know about MPU4 through word of mouth, doesn't seem that much convincing, right? However, what if I told you that even the coordinators or even the board for MPU4 realize that students are facing this issue? During the preparation of this motion, I had the opportunity to sit down with two important people from the MPU4 coordinators, Dr. Muhammad Nuri Al-Amin, the chairman of MPU4 himself, and Mrs. Ruziana Ayu, which is the assistant manager of the community outreach, and they even acknowledge that students are facing this issue, especially during the preparation phase. To add more into that, if you guys still don't believe me, even the Price Provost of Student Affairs, Mrs. Saravanan, agreed that this is happening. With that, dear student leaders, I would like to ask all of you, isn't this proof enough that this is a real problem that is occurring? When does the source of information itself say that the students are facing this problem? So, all this complaining and complaining and complaining, what am I going to do about it? This is where my motion comes in. Restructuring of MPU4, the title of my motion speaks for itself. But how am I going to restructure it exactly? You must be wondering, right? That is a good question. Thank you for asking. You see, most students are struggling with the preparation of MPU4, especially in the early phase of it. And that is exactly the part I want to emphasize on. First one, official briefing will be done 2 semesters before students are taking the subject. Let's say, on the official course mapping, the mechanical engineering constituent is taking MPU4 during second year, second semester. So my question is, when will the briefing for that particular student taking place? That's correct. 2 semester before will be first year, third semester. That's a very good mathematics right there. You are very smart. So why am I proposing this? As you know, we have both locals and international projects. So the official briefing early in the semester will significantly help students to get their projects more organized. That is the idea behind it. Now the second one, implementation of ULearn for the preparation phase. Oh wow, what a great idea, right? The MPU4 coordinators have never thought about it. Sounds simple, right? But it is simple. Then how come this hasn't been implemented already? What is stopping them exactly? So during my discussion with the MPU4 board, Mrs. Ruzi explained why they did what they did. Basically, they are using official platform of WhatsApp instead of official platform like ULearn because they want to inform the students personally with the assumption that students will be more alert and getting information much easier. But we know us, that is not going to happen. But not just that, the main reason is due to communication with Digit because they are worried about having to manually contact Digit staff for any updates regarding the briefing, prolonging the MPU conduction period. However, after I present them with the student worries, they fully support the idea of implementing the preparation phase through ULearn. So now, let me take you through my vision on an approved motion for this restructuring. On your course mapping, let's say you will be taking MPU4 on your second year, second semester. Okay, duly noted. Now, you are on your second year, first semester, and after the registration period, you see on your ULearn tab, MPU4 preparation. Interesting. You open it, right? And you know that there's all this deadline. On week 2, there will be a briefing. On week 6, there will be a pitching session. Great, right? Now you know. You also saw that you need to upload X document by week 8. You need to upload document Y by week 9. Wow, that is really helpful. So with that, there is my simple motion, and I just want to state my end goal here. I'm just also a student who want to leave something for the students. My only intention is nothing but to help the students. Why? To make it easier for them, for us, and for you. I hope my presentation is enough to make you feel something, and whatever the outcome will be, I am happy that I took this chance and made efforts for this mission. For the students, by the students. That will be all from me. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Civil and Environmental Engineering Constituency. Now, I would like to open the floor to any MP who wish to ask questions. Yes, you may rise and speak.
All right, thank you, Speaker. Also, thank you to Civil and Environmental Engineering for the insightful motion. I also quite agree, but quite agree that MPU4 is something that you would only know in 2 cases, from your seniors and friends, or once you come to second year, second semester, only then you know. That's the two situations that I'm aware of how people know MPU4. However, I have a bit of concern in regards to, you mentioned that, let's say the person is taking in second year, second semester, And then basically after the registration course for second year first semester, they appear in your ULearn tab a course called MPU4 pre-briefing. So for that, my concern is because when we register in UCampus, for example, usually they already list the course, and the course has like the course code and whatnot, right? And from what I am concerned with, it is linked also to ULearn. So based on what you register, you'll update, and then in your ULearn, based on what you register, you'll update there. So when you say that you want to add this MPU4 pre-briefing, so it's like adding this kind of like technicality, on a technicality wise, it is kind of like a sub course, but in ULearn it has to be a course. That's the bottom line, from what I understand. You correct me if I'm wrong later lah. So in that case, does that mean that the student who will be taking MPU4 in the next semester, second semester, during second year first semester in UCampus, they also have to register for MPU4 pre-briefing? Is that something? So I don't know, maybe you've thought of this. I just want to hear your insight. If not, then I just want to hear your solution on that. Yeah, thank you.
Now I would like to invite Civil and Environmental Engineering constituency to answer the question.
So thank you, V7, for your question. Now to answer that, let me rephrase it. Is it true that you want to know more on the technicality on during second year first semester, right? Okay. So we had this discussion with MPU4 also. So what if the students are taking it second year third semester instead of second year second semester? So how that will proceed? So this is more into a technicality issue, but for our registration course, usually we have this minor selection, right? Maybe we have this accounting one, and when we are taking minor in data science. So before we register, it will be the same thing as selecting your minor selection, but it will be asking about your MPU. Let's say right now you're on your first year third semester, right? So before registering, you will be asked, are you will be taking this course MPU4 on the next 2 semester? If yes, then the tab will come in your ULearn system. That's the idea behind it. Does that answer your question?
Okay, I think I just want to be more clarified lah, because when we have on UCampus, okay, I understand that the minor, right? So basically, the system will detect whether he'll be taking MPU4, he or she will be taking MPU4 in the upcoming semester after the registration semester period. So then, basically, there won't be like a specific course code for it lah. It's just like, it's just a question, just one question asking, will you be taking it in the next semester? And if so, then in ULearn, will there be the course code for MPU4, or is it just title?
So regarding about that, so we know that MPU4, we cannot separate it into 2 subjects. Unlike ETP we have specific ETP1 and ETP2, but for MPU4, it is the minimum credit hour we must take. So what's the solution? During the implementation phase for second year, let's say second year semester, you will be registering it, but before that, there will be just an announcement. Maybe you're selecting, okay, let's say that you are selecting that MPU4 next 2 semester. So on that ULearn, the course code will be still the same, but it won't affect your credit hour at all. It will be just like a reminder for you to track your progress, for you to tell your progress, something like that.
Okay, I think that confusion lah. Thank you very much.
Is there any more question to the presenter? You may rise and speak.
Okay, so thank you, speaker. So I think that the idea of restructuring of MP4 is a brilliant idea. As of now, the briefing will be done exactly a sem before the actual MP4 implementation. So it actually aligned with the timeline of the current implementation of MP4. So great work, Amirul, for the idea of the motion. So what I want to bring is, as a representative of petroleum engineering, I want to have a clarification why PE student and also material engineering student is excluded from the other engineering student. As of now, all the other engineering student will conduct their MP4 during second year, third semester, while petroleum and material engineering will conduct their MP4 in third year and first semester. So is there any specific reason for this arrangement, or if you don't know, maybe during your meeting with the MP4 coordinator, you can bring this to them and also ask why this happened. So I would like to suggest, since we are bringing the topic of restructuring, to have all the other engineering to do the MP4 together, so that there will be more what you say, inter so that they can, so PE student can do the MP4 with other engineering course as well, not just by themselves. So thank you.
Thank you, Petroleum Engineering, for that question. Now, it is a good question, and the answer is it's very simple itself. So you see, we have all of these engineering courses, right? And to make that every students taking MPU4 at the same time would be such a huge burden and extra carry towards the MPU chair. Because as you know, we will be having our pitching, right? So let's say that if every students, every engineering will be taking MPU4 at the same time, so the workload to MPU4 itself will be increasing. So the reason behind this is that it is simply just a matter of quality. It's just so that we give room to MPU, to the MPU boards, some space to breathe. Because let's say that during this semester, there are 20 groups that are doing MPU4. And what if we also add second year and third semester students, then it will be also increasing. So, but I think it's a good suggestion for me to have further discussion with MPU boards regarding about this. Maybe I could get a clearer insight than what I told you just now. But that's the idea behind it, on why we have this separate semester of taking MP4. I hope that answer your question.
Is there any more question? Yes. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, speakers, vice speakers, and MPs. Okay, your presentation is wow, so informative. I really like your presentation, but I have a question. Like, is this briefing like is it for all students at the same time, or is it by course? Because yeah, I'm a business student, so we are taking actually like more early with CS students. So I want to know, is it like by course? Because what difficulty that we have, because we did not inform, maybe we are taking the MPU at the next year January. So it's kind of hard for us to prepare well without the briefing. So I like the briefing, but I need to know, is it by course or everyone involved? So if everyone involved, maybe you need to make it earlier as possible, because there are someone that might really push hard, because this is not DTE, this is MPU. Thank you very much.
Once again, thank you for that question. To answer it, I will be going back to the conversation I had with Village 7 during our registration period. So when you are registering, you will be asked whether you will be taking MPU for 2 semesters next. So let's say if you said yes, then you will be get into the you learn on the MPU for preparation. So on that also, we will have the link for the briefing. That is where the link will be shared. So let's say you don't take it, then you will be not having it. So to answer your question on whether the briefing will involve all courses or just specific groups, it will involve every students who said yes when registering for the MPU4. Does that answer your question?
Sorry. So it is one sem earlier or two sem earlier. All right. Thank you.
May I rise to speak?
Okay.
Okay, I have one question for the civil constituent. So since for this motion you were talking about to restructure the way of how they brief this MPU4. So like previously, the first year students, when we want to actually get more clarification regarding this MPU4, we would ask our seniors, the second years or maybe the final year students. And some of those clarification also involves in what in the venue of our MPU4. Like some of the seniors inform us that if we were to conduct MPU4, we can only either conduct it within Perak or overseas. It cannot be conducted outside of Perak and Malaysia. So, but since that is also not being stated by the higher ups, so would that be included in your briefing, in your restructuring? That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Exco. To answer that, this is one of the topic that I've discussed with MPU4 board also regarding the local and international project. So for me, for the longest time, I also thought that, oh, they don't allow us to go outside Perak. But after this discussion, now I see the other way around. Okay, so basically, we have 2 semesters, right? The reason that SA or MPU4 does not support the idea of us go international, they don't condemn us, but they also don't support it fully because international project will took longer time. Because Madam Rosie also told me that she got several complaints from lecturers because students are focusing too much on MPU4. So to answer your question on regarding whether the briefing will include about the local and international project, I think we will also, MPU4 will also talk about it, but they will not tell you on how I told you. Because the real reason behind it is this. They don't want students to focus too much on MPU4. You can still do it, but it will take longer time and it will take much more effort than local project. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
I have a question. I fully support your motion, but from my perspective, during my first year as applied chemistry, I had to take one syllabus forward, meaning that I did not take oil and gas yet, and it's all forwarded for my last semester. So in my class there's 40 students, so I had to take MPU4 with the second year students, while me being second year first semester. I thought this was not an issue because you in this motion proposal you specifically said that there's no strict structure of the MPU4, right? But certain cases of my friends from other department like chemical engineering and mechanical engineering, they had to form groups with a mixture of different departments. Because of this, certain departments, they don't like them being mixed. For example, like if they have like 14 students of mechanical engineering and 6 students from petroleum engineering, their chair does not approve of them being in one group. So do you have any clarification from them? Why is this a problem? Even though they take the MPU4 the same semester. Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Princess. I think your question is asking about why the chair doesn't allow mix of departments, right? Okay. So to answer that question, I believe it's more towards on the chair. They want their students to be involved with one another more. But unfortunately, we don't discuss this with MPU4 coordinators. But I can get back to you maybe after a few weeks or after I have a discussion with them on this. But I think it's more towards they want the departments, the students in your department itself to form a group. And for most cases, let's say for an example, me, I will be taking it second year, second semester. and for petroleum, we'll be taking it second year, third semester. Maybe it will cause that some confusion among students, even though that's not your case, but that occur to other students. So that's why your chair doesn't support the idea of mixing the department. Does that answer your question?
Yes. So Assalamualaikum and hi civil engineering seat. So I this is not really a question, but so just my thought. The most problem that I could see based on your proposal is regarding lack of early briefing, right, to the students. So right now your idea is to break the MPU4 into two two different not two different things, but into two factors like to say. The first one, preparation and execution part. How about if you try to propose to MPU4 committee, the RISE board led by Dr. Nuri, to have a briefing session, for example, starting of week one, or maybe during the semester break, have a briefing session open to all students. Just send out an email through Outlook. Just say that RISE briefing session. Do not state whether it's for which batch or which semester, but open to all, so that all students can enter and join, and subsequently they get what they need, the early briefing that they want, instead of we break it into two part and you said yes or no, because uh it's a good thing because our students will be more mature and organized in their planning for the future. But do you think that student might do that? Maybe some will do, but some will not do. I'm just suggesting things that you can try to approach with the MPU4 board to have a each semester briefing session, so that even though there is no student that I think every semester there is students taking MPU4, right? So for example, first year first student can join the briefing session, and they can start planning, maybe form a group from first year first and work their way until their particular semester for that MPU4 session. So that's just my suggestion. It's not a question. I hope you can take into account and just propose to Dr. Nuri. Thank you.
Thank you to chemical engineering constituent for that suggestion. I will certainly take that with the MPU4 boards, but I just want to give some insight on your suggestion. For me personally, I think it's a good idea too. However, the MPU4 board said that this issue doesn't come from the system itself. As you know, we need to work together, right? And when MPU4 is working, but the students are not working, so it's not all black and white. There's lots of shades of gray. So we cannot expect MPU4 to feed us everything, but some students will still not take that seriously and they will take it for granted. However, I will still proceed and I will still discuss with them on the best procedure moving forward. Thank you.
Mm. Okay, I think I want to just make sure that all of us are in the right same page. So my question is, because as per your explanation during the introduction of the motion, the briefing, if I'm not mistaken, what you are going to do is basically restructuring of the structure, not the subject, right? Restructuring of the structure, not adding any suggestion into it. So like, okay, so it's only going to be one semester, before one semester we'll be having like a sort of briefing session, which right? Okay, so we're going to have like some sort of the pre-briefing in the U campus, some sort of application like that, right? So it'll be within our curriculum structure, is it? So like, am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. You can also answer at the same time. So that's what I understand. So, and I'm also not clear in the, I think I kind of have the same soalan as V7 also. I'm not, I'm partially clear about the specific arrangements, like how is it going to be there? Like we have one subject already, rice, can basically for MPU4. So when you choose rice, and then when you're taking MPU4 only, you'll take it. There's no like a pre-event for it. So I don't know the structure. And also like that's why I got confused, because a lot of people started adding suggestions, right? So I thought you're going to do something, restructure the subject a little. So we're only going to change the structure, right? So we're going to have one before one semester, we're going to have before 2 semesters, we're going to have the basically pre-event type of thing, pre-MPU4. I did listen to your answer just now, but I'm not well convinced. But this time, take me on like a route on, okay, let's say if I register, and then how it's going to look like. Like, is it going to be the same rice course, or there will be an additional course? Because I get your idea, but I don't get to visualize it. So if I can visualize, I maybe can see whether if it's feasible or like good to go on. That's it.
I understand your concern, and thank you for allowing me to once again try to visualize it to you. Okay, let's say I'm taking it second year and third semester, right? So on our second year third semester, we will be registering it for MPU4. Now, the idea is that we won't be adding any more credit hours towards our academic structure, but instead, let's say right now we are on our second year third semester, but during registration for second year first semester, you will be seeing a tab where it will be asking you whether you are taking MPU for the 2 next semester. If you said yes, then on your on ULearn tab, there will be an MPU for preparation, but it is not a credit hour subject. So let's say that same you're having 10 credit hour, and you add that MPU for preparation, it won't add into a credit hour. So it's more of a reminder and more of a technical reference for you, so that when you check ULearn, or you see this MPU4, or I need to do this by this week, I need to do this by week 4, something like that. And so that's the idea behind it. So the reason is this, that students often miss when we got announcement through Outlook, through WhatsApp, we often miss it. So why we use ULearn, to make sure that every students who are taking it will be seeing it more clearly, and they're having a progress track, so they can see when do need to submit this document, when I need to submit this document. So when the implementation phase occur, that's when the usual thing happen. That will be remain the same. For example, right now we are taking it and we are registering it. That will still happen. This is focusing more on the preparation one. Does it make that clear?
Yeah. Right. So it's basically like LMG.
Sorry?
Is it like LMG? LMG passport.
yeah.
You know how we okay.
Yeah.
I think I just have a concern on regards to the U campus during registration asking the student, are you going to be taking MPU4 in the next 2 semesters, is it? Okay. So it implies that the student has to know in advance that they will be taking MPU4 2 semesters ahead. But in most cases, I can't say for sure, but coming from me pun, I'm not the type of person to see that, okay, this semester, okay, I'm taking this subject. Most likely I'll just see that, okay, next semester I'll be taking this subject. So I believe that there are also going to be some students like me that they don't exactly know when MPU4 is going to be to them. So like maybe most likely they'll know next semester, but they won't see next semester. So I think maybe lah, because I also support your idea. But a suggestion is maybe instead of asking the student, the system has to somehow detect in advance for the student, and then inform in the U campus tab when during registration that, oh, you will be taking MP4 in the next 2 semesters, and then at the briefing course. That is a suggestion for me lah. So I think that's all from me. Yeah.
Thank you, Village 7, for the statement. What I would like to add into that is that I understand that this is more towards student problem itself. Just like how I mentioned when I were having a conversation with chemical engineering constituent, both of us need to work together. Not just the MPU, not just the students, but we need to work together. So in the case of student doesn't know when they will be taking MPU4, and I understand that, I totally get it, because for myself too, sometimes I'm lazy, so I don't check it. But I believe when this implementation occur, students will take the initiative to just open Google, tab UTP curriculum, and check their semester. So I don't think it will be a huge problem, but still, I understand your concern. Thank you.
Okay, uh, thank you. I just want to add up to your question, to the answer. So talking about the students are aware or not about the MP4 in next 2 semester, it's basically students' accountability. So if we coming up with something, we cannot satisfy and also cannot spoon feed everyone. So it should be accountability. It's in a student accountability to take note of it, because the UTP itself is already provide the curriculum structure in the UTP channel. Even if you want to apply for the U campus, our course code is actually it's somehow I would say it's according to our semester. So that's how like we know, okay, this semester we are taking this course and everything. So it's fall under students accountability. And talking about the like like you're asking like, can the system like automatically detect what student? We cannot do it because like, let's say as your applied science mentioned, some of the student might take the MPU4 not according to the curriculum structure. For example, let's say they are going for an exchange student, they are not able to take it during that time. They might take it during earlier or like uh, during final year. So we cannot make it like automation. So it will make another problem. So that's why it's better to go for manual mode. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I think thank you very much for the clarification. It clears a lot of concerns I've had. Okay, then I would like to inquire on, okay, what would be the procedure for students who, let's say, they weren't able to do their due diligence properly and they answered no, even though they will be taking MPU4 in the next 2 semesters. So what will be the procedure for these students?
So now this problem is not, it won't be happening in the next when this is implemented, because this problem has already been occurring. Because from the survey itself, some students miss the deadline, some students doesn't get the info, lots of students doesn't even know they need to form a team. So this is also one of the reason why I'm bringing this motion, to help us and to help the MPU4 board also to ease their work. So to answer that question, what if student miss? It's the same thing what they have been doing right now. For example, Puan Farida from MPU4 also, in the case of some students missing out, she will personally reach out to them, to the students. And this is also what I got from the discussion with MPU. They said that some students will be missing it. The thing is not avoidable. It's unavoidable. So the measure that they're taking, they are messaging them personally. So the reason why I'm also bringing this motion is to reduce that from occurring. So the procedure has already been written, what they will going to do if some student miss it, but I don't talk about that with them because that's the procedure that we has always have been. Does that answer your question?
Okay, so that means if they don't register, then it will be the same for like, for example, chemical engineering. I'm taking thermodynamics this semester. I forgot to register it. Then what? There will be a period for me to re-register, or yeah.
So for our registration period, we have 2 weeks to either add or drop our subjects. So this is the moments where we'll be reminded to either take it or to leave it, like that.
So that means the procedure will be same like previously lah for other courses.
Yes.
Right. Thank you.
All right.
Is there any more question from the floor? Yes, you may rise and speak.
Assalamualaikum. I would like to ask a question to civil engineering. For your information, I'm first year, second semester for computer science. But starting from this year, if I'm not mistaken, computer science students, our courses were restructured, restructured or re-engineered. So we didn't exactly follow the curriculums that is standard for UTP. For example, stated here, computer science, supposedly on your first semester, you have to take Etika, BM Communications for international students, Introduction to Oil and Gas, Structured Programming, Computer System, and Engineering Mathematics. But for me, for my first semester, I didn't take Engineering Mathematics and also didn't take Etika. Both of these were moved to my second semester. So how should I know that when will be my MPU4 if the curriculum is not updated? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. But I think that is more towards the problem of the department itself. Because I would like to help you, but in all honesty, I don't even know that your department is restructuring. So I think it's more towards the on problem of your department, your technical problem, because I think most of us does not experience that. But thank you for bringing that up. What I would suggest is you liaise with your department first, and after this, maybe if you want chit chat, we can talk about it in more depth. Thank you.
Last call. Is there any more question? Yes, you may rise and speak.
I think I really do want to support this motion. I would cast my vote. But like what chemical engineering said, I think I'm more leaning towards the solution of chemical engineering, in all honesty. No offense, actually. I'm leaning more towards chemical engineering's opinion. Because like CFS mentioned, departments they restructure and then it can be unpredictable and then it'll cause a lot of confusion for the students. They will, of course, like you said, students will refer to the UTP website to look at their structure and whatnot. But then there was also then it's not accurate because sometimes in departmental scale they restructure, so it's not up to date even when they try to search. So that means they have to contact with the department, and then when you want to contact the department, sometimes it takes time. You want to go to Teams, and then not everyone is informed. Like there's some people, not everyone will go and contact their department when they ask the question when they're talking about this, right? So I think it will cause a lot of hassles for not only the students but also the departments. So like there will be a lot of confusion here and there, and then the initiative wouldn't be from what I see lah, from what my perspective, won't be as effective as compared to if we were to just do a workshop and we notify all the students that there will be a workshop for this MPU4 briefing as suggested, or like the same motion or idea suggestion by chemical engineering. So that's just what I want to say. So I would support this motion if there would be amendments in some case. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, Village 7, for your concerns. And like I said, I agree with chemical engineering solution. And of course, I will bring it to do further discussion with the MPU4 board. Because I also understand that this motion is not perfect. And of course, some amendments still needed to be done. However, I believe that this motion, will help the MPU4 also, and will help the student itself. For the case of, you mentioned for the sales, like I mentioned earlier to him, it's more towards the department itself. So the department needs to liaise with their students, with MPU4 itself. Because what I'm focusing on right now is the structure of MPU itself, not the communication between the department and the MPU4. However, it is also important that I take note on what is occurring between department and this MPU4. But like you mentioned, I would love some suggestion on how to improve this thing. So thank you.
Advise and speak.
Okay, I would like to add on about the department's restructuring. So actually, the integrated engineering department is also restructuring our curriculum systems, and we are also, but the department's chair is well aware regarding the MPU restructuring because there is one time we had a meeting, a huge meeting with the department's chair to discuss about our MPU4 project, and they are very aware about the restructuring of the MPU4. So if you were to talk about asking the civil regarding when will they implement this, because some departments are restructuring, I feel like the departments itself should be aware of this before the students know anything about this, because if the integrated engineering departments know about this before us, so why can't other departments be aware of it as well? Because our department are discussing regarding our MPU4 very closely with Rex and other departments. So supposedly the higher up should know this better and they should know this earlier than us. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Member of Parliament. For the next agenda item, I would like to invite Civil and Environmental Engineering Constituency to give a closing statement. You now have 5 minutes to deliver your statements.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So this is my closing statement regarding my motion. Just like how I mentioned, this is a motion that I take for the restructuring of MP4 through two of these methods, which is from the briefing and the ULearn implementation. And from these two, my only hope that it will ease the students, it will help us have the MPU4 boards to ease the process and make sure no one will be missing out. But I know the reality. The reality is that we cannot avoid this thing at all. But what we can do, we can mitigate it. We can reduce the problem, we can reduce students missing out, and we can help more and more students. So I think that's my simple summary of my motion. And before I do my closing statement, I would like to say that I am honored to have presented this motion, no matter the outcome, and I would like to thank Mechanical Engineering Constituency for helping me throughout this motion. Without her support, this won't be happening at all. So that's all from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Civil and Environmental Engineering Constituency, for that short but informative statement. Now, we will move on to the first order of business for today, the approval of motion voting session. Member of Parliament who agree with the motion, please raise your hand. Member of Parliament who disagree with the motion, please raise your hand. Please raise your hand higher. Cannot see lah. Thank you. So we're going to recast the vote again because there's two missing MPs here. So we're going to wait for them to come back.
Menanti sesalan jalan pulang Yes. Derusan ombak bersilih ke pantai disambut ayunan niur melambai rembulan megah di atas mahligai tersenyum lagu cinta sejuk api seakan rela dua ini bersatu di sinar ini bisa cinta kini seakan mimpi yang buruk dua setiap hari cinta yang sudah tiada lagi tinggal membawa
Welcome back, everyone. We will now continue our session with the motion resolution. Honorable members, we have now come to the conclusion of our debate on the motion. I would like to commend all members for their active participation and constructive contribution. After considering the point raised and the various perspectives shared, I hereby announce the resolution of this motion as follows. Firstly, implementation of new parking system for campus efficiency. The motion was accepted with 22 in favor, none against, and 5 abstention out of total 27 MP seats. Secondly, restructuring of MPU4 Community Engagement Project, CEP, seats. Full members, let this resolution reflect our collective commitment to meaningful progress and discourse. This UTP Parliament Sitting 2, Session 2026, will be adjourned until the next sitting. Thank you. I will now pass the floor to the MC.
Thank you, Speaker. As we come to the end of today's sitting, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all honorable members of Parliament and everyone involved for your active participation and contribution in making this session a success. May today's discussion and resolution serve as a stepping stone towards meaningful improvement and positive development within our student community. Before I formally adjourn, I would like to invite the media department to lead the photography session.
Have extra ESCO question time, please raise your hand. Members of parliament who disagree to have EQT, please raise your hand. Time to ask about the portfolio of SRC. I now have the result of the voting session. Number of MP who abstain is 3. Thank you.
Tengah.